Hey guys, it's me, Lametria from Cutting Up Keto, where we slice and dice and serve up everything nice with no sugar and lots of spice. Now in this episode, I have for you a breakfast entree that you guys are gonna love, and I call it my Keto Quiche. Now most quiche have like some type of a crust to it, but this one here is a crustless quiche. And what I used for the crust is actually just some ground up breakfast sausage. It's actually really good on the bottom. You can customize this almost as good as you can with the keto taco salad. So for this one, I'm going to use a little bit of asparagus and some peppers and a little bit of onions. I told you guys on keto, I wasn't really afraid of onions. I use them, but in moderation. Like I said, you have to be really, really aware of how much onion you're using because it's easy to go overboard with them. They are kind of high in carbs, but in small amounts, it never took me out of ketosis anyways. So like I said, this is something that does freeze up good. So I'm gonna make about 12 servings of it, and you guys can make the same amount, but just keep it in your freezer so that way you can have a really quick go-to breakfast that you can either, you know, take it in the microwave or put it in the oven to thaw out. It just depends on you. And I like to top it sometimes with a little bit of sour cream and salsa and a few green onions. It's really, really tasty. So I really think you guys are gonna enjoy this one. So stay tuned. We're gonna get started with that right now. Okay, here are the ingredients that I need to make this delicious keto quiche. Here I have 12 eggs, and then I have some mild and sharp cheddar cheese. You can really use any kind of cheese you want. Remember that I said this is easily customizable, just like the homemade keto taco salad that I made. I have a little bit of kale. And I have here some chopped red bell pepper, some chopped green bell pepper, and some chopped asparagus, some chopped white onion. I'm sorry, those are yellow onions. Just be careful on keto to never get the Vidalia onions. Those are really sweet and too high in sugar for keto. And here I have some heavy whipping cream and some sea salt, some crushed red pepper flakes, celery flakes, ground black pepper. And I also have here, which is gonna be the star of the show, some house-made country breakfast pork sausage. Now I always try to get this from our local little Earth Fair. It's a health food market, and they sell meat that's higher quality and more sustainably raised, and it doesn't have all the hormones and antibiotics in it. So again, it doesn't matter. You can use any kind of breakfast sausage that you like, but like I said in another video too, that like I said on keto, I try to be more cognizant of the kind of meats that I ate too. I tried to get clean when I could. Obviously my whole diet is not organic, you guys can see here, but I tried to make changes wherever I could. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with this quiche right now. Okay, so I got my pot good and hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and brown this sausage. Now, like I said, you can use whatever kind of sausage that you like. And this does not take very long. I have here, this is 1.35 pounds, so almost 1.5 pounds of sausage. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna let this sausage cook down. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and crack all my eggs and get started with that. But I'm actually gonna tell you too, I have my oven already preheated to 350 degrees. So I'm gonna grease another cast iron skillet to bake it in. I like to bake in cast iron because it gives it a really good crust, a nice char on the crust. And then I'm also gonna saute these asparagus just a little bit. Not too much because they are gonna bake up in the oven, but I just wanna get just a little bit of that crunch off of them. And that'll be it. So we'll be back when this is good and brown. So now that sausage is good and cooked, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove it from the heat. And I actually can go ahead and put it in my lovely cast iron skillet here. This is a 12-inch large cast iron skillet. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pour all the contents of it into the bowl. So I'm gonna try and do this here without burning myself. And I can get a little spoon and scoop that little bit out of there. But yeah, I buttered this cast iron skillet really good so that the eggs won't stick to the side. And I'm just gonna make a nice little layer, almost like we would for a pie crust on the bottom. And I'm gonna let that sit there for just a minute while I assemble the rest of the quiche. Okay, so now I've already cracked 12 eggs into this mixing bowl. And to that, I'm gonna add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And I'm gonna add about half of these red peppers, half the onions, because I'm using these for another recipe. And I'm gonna add this whole bunch of kale. We want it to be nice and healthy. And here I've had where I sauteed the asparagus for about 5 minutes in some avocado oil. And I forgot to tell you guys that I added some mushrooms to it too. So I cooked those in there together, and they both were on there for roughly about 5 minutes. I still wanted to have a little bit of crunch to it because it's still gonna bake in the oven for about 45 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started whisking up these eggs. And I'm gonna add the salt and pepper and celery flakes to it, and some onion powder, all that good stuff to it. I'm gonna add this 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and then I'm gonna add to it some onion salt. Remember what I said, you guys, go ahead and season your food to taste just as much as you like to put in there. You may like to use some of your own special seasonings and things like that. I'm gonna add some regular salt to it. And I'm not really eyeballing, but I guess it's gonna be roughly about a ½ teaspoon of salt. Just about how much you normally put in your eggs. There we go. And then I'm gonna add to that some black pepper. And I'm gonna add my favorite, some celery flakes. These come out really slow, but there we go. Okay, that's enough of those. And I'm gonna add a few crushed red pepper flakes just to give it a little bit of kick and a little bit of color. And now I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic. I don't like my eggs too garlicky, but since this is a dish that has a lot going on, I'm gonna add some garlic anyways. And that's it for the seasoning for that. So I'm gonna let this mix up a little bit more, and then I'm gonna add the rest of my ingredients to the eggs. We want those eggs nice and fluffy. Okay, that's good for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add roughly about half of this onion. This was 1 small onion that I chopped up, so I'm gonna add about half. And then add about a half of a red bell pepper. And half of a green bell pepper. These were small peppers, by the way. And then I'm gonna add all of this asparagus and mushrooms to it. And then I'm gonna add, let's see, this is a lot of kale, so I may not put all this in here. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and put it all in there. We need our kale on keto, so it doesn't really matter. It's a good way to get kale in, especially for my kids who kind of don't like to eat kale unless it's mixed in something. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up again. And while that's mixing up, I'm gonna go ahead, well, it's done now, but oh, that created a little bit of a mess. But we're gonna work our way out of that. Just kind of, I guess I have to pull it. There we go. This won't be too bad. Actually, it's mixed up pretty good now. At this point, I can just stir it. But I'm gonna add the cheese to it now. And then I'm just gonna pour it on into the cast iron skillet and bake it for about 45 minutes or until it poofs up really good in the oven. When that center it poofs up good and you can enter or put a toothpick or a knife in there. I can actually take this off. just shake that off. And then just put this pack of cheese. I'm gonna put the whole pack of cheese in there. 2 cups of cheese on the inside. And just mix it up. Because like I said, this thing is gonna poof up in the oven. And that cheese helps it hold form. And then, let me move this mixer out of the way. And then to that, I'm gonna pour this on in, right on top of that sausage. Oh, no, look at that, my goodness. All right, and then I'm gonna scoop all the bits that are left out of it and just kind of spread it around a little bit, make it a little bit even. That looks good. And then, if you're like us, we like a little bit of cheese on top. You can add that to it. I'm gonna put just a little bit of sharp cheese on top. I'm not gonna put much, but just put a little bit on there because it's already got a lot of cheese on the inside. But this just gives it a nice cheesy layer on top. And that's it, guys. Does not look like it's gonna taste so good. This is a nice change from just the everyday bacon and eggs. Now, sometimes I do add bacon to this too. And there's that. So this is gonna go in the oven for about 40 to 45 minutes, but keep an eye on it because you don't want it to burn, okay? But keep an eye on it. Like I said, remember to butter your skillet really good, or whatever kind of casserole dish you use, butter really well so that it doesn't stick to it. So we'll be back when this thing is done and we're gonna taste it. I bet it's gonna be really good. So we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so now this quiche has come out of the oven and you can see how lovely and golden brown these edges are, how nice it pulled away from the side of it once it cooled off. When it comes out, it's poofed up like a souffle, and then as it cools off, it goes right down. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this thing and show you guys just how amazing this looks. I'm gonna go ahead and make, let's see here. You can make 12 if you want, or 16, but you don't need to do that. I just keep it at 8. Okay. And because it's been greased really good, it's really easy to come out of the skillet. Look at that. Look how lovely that looks. Now what I'm gonna do for mine is I'm gonna put a little dollop of sour cream on top and some broccoli sprouts. And then we're gonna taste it and see if it lives up to all the good things that I said it would do. Like I said, it freezes up good, so you don't have to worry if it's just you and you have this many servings. I'm gonna put a few little broccoli sprouts on top, make it a little bit healthier. Ta-da, look at that. Yummy. All right, so let me give it a try and see how it tastes. Sometimes I put salsa on this too. All right. It's just as delicious as it looks. That asparagus in there is so good. The broccoli sprouts get in my teeth, so I hope that by the end of this video I have a mouthful of broccoli sprouts, but it is what it is. And that sour cream just sets it right off. This is gonna be a winner too. So, as always, if you like this video and like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell right at the subscribe button. That way, if you're new to the Cutting Up Keto channel, you won't miss anything new that I upload. So I will go ahead and finish this delicious ketogenic quiche, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.